All right, folks, here we are for another session of Off the Grid. I wanted to welcome my next guest. My next guest calls the East Coast home. She's a super talented artist who started her musical journey as a part of the acclaimed hip hop duo KIN4LIFE, blessing stages from coast to coast and earning Grammy consideration. To this day, she continues to make amazing contributions to the culture. In addition to having a mean pen game, she's a producer, a photographer, videographer, director, and model. Man, she really does it all. So I wanted to welcome KIN4LIFE. Thank you for doing today's session with me. How are you today?
Hey, I'm blessed and grateful, man. Thank you for having me. How you feeling over there?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm a little sad the weekend's about to be done, but I'm good and I'm super excited to talk to you. So thank you for doing this.
No doubt, man. My pleasure.
Yeah, hey, so let's start with some background. Can you tell us where you were born, where exactly on the East Coast you are, and how long you've been doing music?
Okay, well, I was born in Money Earning Mount Vernon. If y'all don't know what that is, Money Earning Mount Vernon is like the sixth borough. I mean, Heavy D's from there, Stephanie Mills, Dick Clark, so many great people. Ben Gordon, just so many people. Me, you know what I'm saying? Denzel
Absolutely.
Washington. I can't forget Denzel Washington is from there. Like so many great people came from. It's only 4 square miles and just a small little city with a big heart, you know. And yeah, I'm back in New York. I'm upstate, up in Orange County. So I was in Atlanta for a long time, for like a
Right.
decade, yeah, on and off, and I think it was just time to come home.
Yeah, I like it. And so
Yes.
yeah, and so what field? So I know you were working out in Atlanta. I saw that you did some work for a magazine out there, and then now you eventually transitioned back. I guess there's nothing like home, huh? You just
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not like home. And it was just getting wild out there. It was becoming the wild, wild west. And for me,
Right.
like I lived in so many different parts of Georgia, but I realized like after COVID, they really cut back. And it just kind of was just like no man's land. You know what I mean? People were just robbing, stealing. Like I was like becoming a
Oh,
victim. You know
oh,
what I mean? Living there. And like it was costing me more to try to hold on to my stuff. And I was just like, it's time for me to go. So I
yeah,
literally had to leave for my own safety. So Georgia, peace out. It's not what it was 10 years ago. When I
wow,
first moved out, it was so beautiful and peaceful. It was like a peace of mind type of place. And then
yeah,
of course, everyone hears how great it is and everyone moved. And so it's just prices shot up, jobs went down.
yeah,
I'm glad to be back and to be reconnected with my roots. I feel like it's given me like a whole new rebirth in a sense, being back
yeah,
home because I'm getting to get some of that energy that I had when I was in like the peak of my music career and one of my peaks because I believe
yeah,
that you're going to have peaks and valleys all the time. It's ebbs and flows of your life.
yeah,
So, when I was in a really high point in my career and doing a lot when I was in my group,
yeah.
I got a lot of memories from being back here. So it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And so let's take it back all the way to when you were young. And so what were your parents playing back in the day? What was your first exposure to music?
Man, my mother played a lot of house music and stuff like that.
Oh,
Like back
oh,
in the
good.
days in New York City, like Hot 97 was the station, but they was playing like freestyle music and house music. So
I
like
didn't
You
know
know what I
that.
mean? Yeah. So like I
Oh,
was exposed to that first. And like of course hip hop was always right there because everyone was doing it in person. Like I would come home. I remember being like 3 or 4 years old and people being in staircases, beatboxing and freestyling, that type of stuff. Like
yeah,
real hip hop. So it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just the blood of everything. It was in the veins of everything. You know what I'm saying? So I was surrounded by hip hop. I know like in my house, we watched Soul Train and
yeah,
we watched Video Music Box. Shout out to Uncle Ralph McDaniels from New York. Like first one of the first music hip hop shows ever
yeah,
on TV. You know what I'm saying? And it was like a local thing for us in New York, but that's where you got your fix and you got to see what artists were doing, visually. So I
yeah,
was exposed to everything from Rakim to Kid and Play
yeah,
to Crisscross to Dougie Fresh to Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane. Like I got to be through all that era of the beginning, like almost the freshness of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? The LL Cool J era. And
yeah,
so I really grew up in the root of hip hop. Like I would go to a barbershop with my brother to get his haircut, and Heavy D be in there getting his haircut. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
crazy.
I got to shake Heavy D's hand. I'm like a little
Oh,
kid. I'm like, oh my God, the CL Smooth is across the street. Pete Rock is standing right there, and there goes CL Smooth. His mom's lives right there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there
yeah.
goes Denzel Washington. He's at the boys club. Like this is what I'm growing up around. But these are people I was seeing when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And let me peel back on something you mentioned. So you mentioned that your mom was listening to house music, and that's one thing I noticed about your style too, is you're very good at going cross genre. You can go, I can hear you on everything. Like some people like to stay in their comfort zone, but I think you're very versatile with your singing, your rapping.
Thank you.
Yeah, like I can see you. Well, I can. Yeah, I mean, when you're killing the super fast beats and stuff, that's more. Yeah, yeah, it's a little out of hip hop, but still hip hop. It's crazy. I think you're very good at that. So, do you still
Thank you.
listen to house music still, or?
Yo, I love house music and I like the old stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So like I like the old club vibes and like the real chill stuff. I listen to everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm inspired by
yeah,
everything. Like you said, I'm so versatile and it's
yeah,
because my music preference is not limited. Like and I love to meet people and they put me on to like new genres and I'm like, wow. Like
yeah.
if it feels good to me, I like it. I don't care what genre or category it goes into. I like the eclectic vibes that I get from absorbing from everything. I'm a Gemini, you know. So you know, we get bored real easy. So we gotta have variety. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna eat the same thing every day. You feel me? So that's how I feel about my music and the way I ingest it. Like I love everything, man. Jazz. I love Eastern music. I love, you know, what is it? The lo-fi, like
Yeah,
you know, rock music or turn Pearl Jam or whatever it is, Nirvana, you know, like I
yeah.
grew up when they played music videos. You remember VH1?
Right.
I've just always had like a nice mix of music that I enjoyed.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so it's amazing that you got to experience living where a lot of key people in the culture were when they were growing up. But what
Hmm.
was like your first exposure to rap? Like whose music did you hear first, and
Man.
very
Mm.
influential to you becoming who you are today?
Yo, you know, like some of the beginning music that I can remember was like Biz Markie, oh baby, you got what I need. I was
Yeah.
so impressed that he was singing, and I was like, this is so melodic and good. Like I loved it. Like stuff like that, you know, listening to like a lot of Biggie as a kid.
Yeah.
Jay-Z. I was listening to Jay-Z, I mean, early, like when bootleg tapes were a thing, like Reasonable Doubt era. Um, I really got into like Cypress Hill early. I really loved Cypress Hill, Nas. Um,
Nice.
Illmatic album was the soundtrack to my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? That Illmatic album, I would put it in I had like a little Iowa boombox.
Yeah.
I put it in there and put it in the window towards the street and try to share it with my whole neighborhood. I know they didn't want to hear it, probably, but I'm like,
You
you gonna
gotta
get
hear.
this Illmatic. You I will bump that out the window on purpose to try to share it with the world.
You got, your exposure to hip hop and rap. So was it singing or was it rapping first? What did you try
Hmm.
first?
You know, that's a great question. I think I was doing both simultaneously. Like I picked up a basketball, I started same time. And I think that was at like the age of 8, like when I was really discovering the things that I really truly enjoyed. And it was mainly because of my mom. Like my mom was an artist back then and she would do shows, like her and
Oh,
her sisters would do shows together. They be shutting it down. They have like flyers, outfits on, the hair all perfect. Like they thought my mother was Lisa Coat Jet. You know what I'm saying? Like she'd be up there killing it. Like you know, and I would be at all her shows. I don't know how I was getting into clubs, but I remember being at clubs watching my mother perform. Like I was little. I didn't even she was like, yeah, it was her. My mom just really like my first big influence in music.
yeah,
She was
that's
dope. She
awesome.
had bars, yo.
Yeah, and so oh man, that's just you can't ask for a better home environment with somebody that kind of is able to tutor you and just show you the ropes.
Right.
And so with that, eventually you go on to form a group in late '90s, 1999, Kin for
Mm-hmm.
Life. And so
Yeah.
were you doing some solo stuff before that, or
Yo,
was it?
I was always in a group, man. Like, it's so funny. I guess I just always like having a bosom buddy with me. Like,
Yeah,
since I can
absolutely.
remember, I was always teamed up with another person because, like, I started rapping at 8. By the time I was 10, I was rapping with another girl, and then I was in a group with a guy, and we were doing R&B and rap, and like we would do like showcases. We was like 12 and 13 doing shows at the church. You know what I'm saying? And like
Yeah,
dressing up fly. Like we thought we was signed to Bad Boy. And then
I love
you know
it.
what I'm saying? And then after that, I was in a group with another girl, and then my group KIN4LIFE was, it started off as Kin, and it was 3 of us, and each letter stood for who was in the group. Then one
Oh,
of the girls dropped off, and it was just left to the 2 of us, and then we just kind of took it from there. That was like 99. Yep, that was like 99, and we just never looked back, and we went all the way until just up a couple years ago. So
yeah.
we had a nice run.
Yeah, and how was it? Was the community very welcoming of you when you were trying to be a rapper singer? Was
Oh
it hard?
yeah.
New York is
Oh no, we
tough.
had support, man. The support in New York was crazy. We would sell out all our shows. People would
Oh,
show up, knew all the words. Like I could put the mic in the crowd and just let people spit it. And
it's
you're
the
talking
best.
about core fan base, like they came out for us. And
Love it.
even in our city, we used to do like what we call midnight marauding. And so we would go out and pace the whole city with our posters. We was doing like street team stuff. The mayor's office called us one time, was like, you can't put your posters up all around town like that. And we was like, sue me, click. Like, don't call me from the mayor's office with this BS. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we would go hard with the promo because we always modeled ourselves after the big labels. So we would look at like the Bad Boys and the Def Jams or whoever and see how they were getting the word out about their artists. And a lot of it was visibility and
Yep.
being putting your stuff up so people could see it, because when people, they're like, okay, I see
Yeah.
you something. You know what I mean? I could see you outside of seeing you. I see you over there on the wall looking good. So
Yeah.
yeah, we did a lot of that, and we definitely built a buzz. We would do a showcase out here every year called Arts on Third, and it was
Yeah.
like a big festival in my city, and everybody, I mean, thousands of people be out there, and we shut it down like we was in Madison Square Garden, like
Wow. And
shut
I
it
love.
down.
Yeah. And so, how did you end up using getting your MC name? So, how did that come about? I know your government name, and you sound like, just your government name sounds like you'd be famous. You'd be famous just the way. But I'm
Like a
like, and
basketball player.
yeah, and I thought Nor was your real name at first. So how did that come about?
Well, it I call it my God name. You know what I'm saying? Because it kind of landed on me. Like you have your parents gave you, and then you have the God name, which is your preferred name that you feel more connected to. You feel me? And this is when I started really coming out the closet and trying to like date girls and stuff like that. And so used to have to call a 800 number to meet people because like the internet,
Yeah.
it wasn't really like popping like that yet. And
Right.
so it was called a chat line. So you could meet other people, meet other gay women. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, what name am I gonna call myself? So I'm at my friend's house and I'm looking around, and she got a North Face jacket. And I'm like,
Oh.
oh. So I'm like, I like the Nor in there. And I'm like, I started calling myself North Face without the TH. So it was like no other rapper could face me. Like I thought it was some cool acronym or whatever.
That
So
is
I'm like, yeah, I'm
awesome.
North Face, you know what I'm saying? So then we started a whole crew. It was the Face crew. So it was like Baby Face, North Face. And it was like Cash Face. Like everybody had a face. It was like a gang of us. Like this was dumb stuff, when you were a kid and you created a club. And so it kind of just stuck with me. And then eventually people just started calling me Nor.
Yeah.
And I met a guy one day from I guess he was like from Yemen or something, and he was like, your name means the light in Arabic, and I was like,
Yes.
really? Boom! I was like, okay, because I had it tattooed on me, and so I'm like, okay, the light, and that's how I feel. I feel like I'm a person of the light. Like I try to bring a lot of good energy to
Yes.
people and encourage people and inspire people. So that's why I say this name was given to me by God without me knowing that it was even supposed to be my name. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
here I am today, many years later, and I'm
Oh,
Nora.
that story is cool. Yeah, and so you
Yes.
mentioned too, man, you guys had an amazing run with Kin4LIFE, and then I saw this on one of your pages too. I found out about the song "Makeup Girl," and I think maybe it was you that wrote and said that you hit a lot of controversy with that song, and I thought it
Hmm.
was an amazing video. but then I had to take myself back and think about what was it like back in the 90s when that type of messaging was out, right? So
Right.
I think you were way ahead of your time with
We
that
dropped that
video.
video like 2008. It was like 2008. It's like top of
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah.
So just brave for doing that, and it's awesome, and it was very admirable. So were you getting a lot of criticism? Was it from just the reviewers of music, or was it from the like where were they hitting you?
Man, it because it got popular so fast, because this was when YouTube was really first catching steam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
YouTube was kind of like a new concept. And so for us, having a couple 100,000 views on it, that's was viral,
Yeah.
then. And so and also it ended up on MTV logo. So it wound up on MTV in like 17 different countries. So
Awesome.
it did some work on TV, you know what I'm saying? And that comes when you get that much exposure, it automatically comes with a little bit of criticism.
Good
And
point.
because now you're stepping into a crowd that doesn't know you, so they're going to try to pick you apart.
Yep.
But some of it, sad enough, was from other gay people that were like,
Oh,
oh, you got makeup on, you're not gay. Okay. I
like
like, I
I
have to give
know.
you my lesbian ID and card to prove
Yeah.
to
Right.
you that I'm still a lesbian just because I put a little eyeliner. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so, it was some of that. And then some of it was just like other people trying to be music snobs and pick apart the production and like,
Yeah.
because now it's on a larger scale. So now it's just like people trying to do little things like that. But the
Yeah.
positive feedback was
Amazing.
overwhelmingly, yeah, we
I
got
bet.
way more positive feedback. And the way people say that song like woke them up out of comas, I had
Yep.
multiple people from around the world tell me like, man, I was in a coma and my mother played this song for me and I woke up. Multiple different people
That is
that
crazy.
don't know each other.
Yeah. Yeah, and so again, I wanted to just appreciate what that song did for people, and so you were a role model for the younger community too, and so for those who were afraid to come out and then see that song, and someone at
Hmm.
your level to come out and do that and just show the messaging, just amazing. So very very awesome
Thank
that
you. Thank
yeah.
you. It took a
So
lot of bravery, because it's like, if
yeah,
certain people didn't know, now they knew. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people be in denial, because that's what was happening to a lot of people. Were like,
right,
oh, okay, I see you. Because
yeah,
you really didn't see a lot of that back then. Like, there weren't a lot of representation for the
right.
LGBT community in that time in the media. So we broke down a lot of barriers for people, and we made it okay for people to be them. And it was people's coming out story. That song made them feel
Absolutely.
like they had a safe place to come out, because people don't have. But I mean, you get a lot of backlash from everyone around you when you come
Yep.
out. And so I'm glad that we were able to be a catalyst in that way.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And then eventually you go on, you do a lot of touring, you visit places around the world, and you end up getting some considered for a Grammy. How was that experience? That must have been crazy.
Man, it was exciting. It just really felt like, damn, we're just going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Possible. And just getting in the building and being in the energy with everybody else and being in those rooms and meeting people is just in itself valuable, and an experience. Now the award show itself, I ain't gonna lie, it was boring as hell. It was too long. Watching it from home, you lucky.
Yeah.
You could go to the bathroom, you go get some snacks, you take a break. But when you're there, you don't get no commercials. So you're watching all the performances that you guys don't see at home. Whoever's home is not seeing. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, snoozer. Oh my God, I want to go to sleep.
Wow.
So that was the downside of the actual ceremony itself. Like, the award show is not fun in person. It's not. But the excitement of getting dressed to go to it and getting in a nice limousine or whatever,
Yeah.
that part is fun. But getting
Nah.
there is like, unless you're actually getting a trophy that night, then it's probably more fun for you if you're walking home with something too. But
Yeah.
just being on the list, like, it was like Kendrick Lamar, Kin for Life, like, just seeing the
Oh my
list,
gosh.
right? You feel me? And so just seeing our name in that list of people is like, it's nice. It feels good.
Absolutely. And you're a seasoned vet in the game, and I just told you, like, every time I hear your music, you're on another level, and I'll put you up against anybody in a second.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
And I always compliment you too on your fashion. I really feel like you have an amazing fashion sense. I think, I mean, just your outfit alone right now could shame my entire
Oh,
closet. So, how
you
important is
funny.
fashion to you and the look, as you continue to do this music? Is it super key, or is it just you?
I think it's just being from New York, you know what I'm saying? And like being from Mount Vernon and having like that hip hop energy. Like I think it was just something that came natural for me to want to dress a certain way.
Yeah,
But I also think it's just because I do have an eye for fashion. I do enjoy, picking out outfits and like putting things together. I'm a big time thrifter. Like this jacket
yep,
came from a thrift store. You know what I'm saying? Like it got a little shine. You see that shine? You know what I mean? Like I find pieces in weird spots. Like I'll be like somewhere and be like, oh, okay. I like a good deal. I feel like
yeah,
you can look good and don't have to blow a bag. I think I probably got this hoodie for maybe like $20. It's nothing crazy, you know what I'm saying? But it's just how you put
yeah.
it together, like the Con Bud
True.
hat. Shout out to Con Bud. I was at the event for 420 the other day, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But it's just like how you put stuff together and making sure that it's for your body.
yeah.
Like that's why fashion is important, to make sure that you're not just wearing what other people wear because it's popular, but you're putting it on because it makes you feel good and it looks good on your body. You know what I mean? So that's important for me because I'm very tall, so I have to wear like larger stuff. And people I guess they sleep on me. Like one of my friends yesterday, she's like, it. She's like, "Oh yes, you can." I put it on. It was like squeezing me. I'm like, I am big, girl. I am big. I'm a big person, So I need like a bigger style, like bigger clothes, and like this has just always been me since I can remember. I mean,
Yeah.
when I was growing up listening to Crisscross, I used to put my clothes on backwards and all that. So yeah, I love messing with style. But thank you,
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. I just always I love it. The visual is always nice, and I'm like, damn, I could never pull that off, but it looks
You can,
amazing.
you can. You definitely can. Like you got a dope hoodie on right now. So let me tell you how you could spice this outfit up, right?
All right,
Get your
yeah,
get your little denim jacket, throw it on top, you know what I mean? Fold the sleeves like this, boom, boom, right? Throw a nice watch on. And then you can just throw a little hat on and you done. You
I
good.
love
You
it.
feel me? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna do it for the next interview.
Let's go. It's all
Yeah.
about the accessories.
Yeah, and so with that too. So again, you're out there, and I love everything that I see. And also, one thing I think you're very good at is your social media game. And so, yeah, it's a different part to when you started earlier. It was when we were out doing music back in the day. It was us printing tapes out and getting it out at shows, and it was posting your flyer out there. But now you got to have a mean social media game to keep up. So
Right?
how important is the social media to you, and how much do you strategize, and just you're
Man.
very good at it.
Oh, thank you so much. I think what I've learned about social media posting and all that is, above all else, above quality, is consistency. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? It's just being consistent. Like I don't think the content is important to people as much as it is them being able to count on you to be there. It's
yeah,
like they don't want you to be gone for a week. They don't want you to be gone for too
yeah.
long. You know what I'm
Demand.
saying? Because they'll lose interest and they'll be on to somebody else who's there every day. Because there are people that really don't have a lot going on, and social media is their lives. And so they're tuning in for certain people because they're looking for you. They're like, okay, it's
Yeah,
Monday. Where did she go? You know what I'm saying? They want to know where you at, what you doing. And so you just got to feed monster and not overthink the process. Yes,
yeah,
it's good to be strategic and to make content on purpose, but I've also seen people film their sneakers and get over 1 million views from that,
crazy.
just pointing down at their feet. You know what I mean? So
That's great.
you never know what's going to be your viral video. So I say just post and post anything. Post a
Yeah,
picture of you freaking eating off a fork and being all right, y'all, bye. Like that people don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like drink some
yeah,
water and be like, peace. Like people don't care. They just want to see what you're doing. Of course, the videos that you have a higher chance of performing better are the ones that are a little bit more thought out, maybe even
Calculate.
going
Yeah.
as far as a script or something, you know,
Yep.
which is what I would like to eventually do. Like I want to start doing more like skits and stuff because I realize people do like that.
Yep.
But if it's not coming to me naturally, like as something I feel motivated to do, I'm kind of not pressed, you
Yep.
know. So I'm just trying to do what I like to do for right now because I want to be happy with what I'm doing. That's
Yeah.
important. My happiness is more important than anything. You
Absolutely.
know, so I have
Yeah.
to put my comfort first and like, do I like this? Yeah, if I like it, then I'm doing it, you know?
Yeah, and I think everything that you share is great, and you're right. You nailed it on the head. Consistency, the attention span is very short these days. And I'm gonna tell you a funny story too. Was when I was putting together the song, the Get Down song that we did with Don Brady.
Yes,
We
yo.
were talking about like the songs. We were talking about the promotion period, right? And he was like, "Hey, you got some extra stuff that we can use to promo the song." I told him I was making some videos and some art for it, and he was like, "Man, Nora don't play. She's she's on the top of her game when it comes to promoting." I was like, "Damn, okay, yeah, yeah." I was like, "I gotta make sure we got some stuff then." So
He's so great, yo.
okay, yeah, and so that was great. So I'm glad that I had some stuff for you to promo. But yeah, amazing too. And I told Don too. We had a couple ideas for the hook, right? And I was like, "Man, it's got to be Nora, right?" And I just thought I was blown away. And then he was like, "Oh, right, she was tied up with a couple projects, so yeah." He mentioned that you weren't sure if you were able to hop on or not. And then he sent it back to me, and I told you on text. I was like, "Dude, I flipped my mind when I heard that hook." Oh my god.
Hey, thank
Yeah.
you, yo.
Yeah. So I never got to personally thank you in person, and
I
wanted to say
appreciate
thank
that.
you for just blessing us with a dope hook. I appreciate it.
No doubt, man. I love the record. Like when I heard like that bass line, I was like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
mean. This is mean." I was like, "I had to creep on that one." Like, and I just love the verses and like what y'all did with it. So it's just a great record, and it just goes down as another hip hop masterpiece.
Yeah, I love it. I thought that was a good recipe. And with that too, so let's talk about some of the work that you did with Dom. Y'all started at the top of the year with a song with KRS-One, Space Rocket.
Yeah, yeah.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yes, thank you, yo. So much fun.
Holy
Like, I was
cow.
so shocked when he initially sent me the song because it's not what I expected. It was
Oh,
such a different sound, you know what I'm saying? Because I get a lot of producers that reach out to me and they send me tracks, and a lot of the stuff sounds very similar. And when he
okay.
sent me the track, I was like, oh, I was like, what's this?
Yeah.
It's like trying a new food and you're eating a flavor that you never had before. And it's like,
Like,
it's like, oh, but then it was also very nostalgic and kind of reminiscent of like that West Coast music that I really grew up on and loved. I grew up listening to
oh,
Doggy Style and all that, and
yeah.
Dre Day and everything. Like I loved all of that, and
Yeah.
I think that Don presented me a great opportunity to show off my lyrical abilities. Being on a track with a legend that everybody respects. So I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm not gonna turn this opportunity down. So I definitely had to jump all over that.
The song was amazing. And then I was like, it got even better with the remix. I was like, dude, like, what
Yeah, the
is going
remix is
on?
crazy. Yes.
Yeah. And
That
so
remix came through the open verse challenge too. Like it was
yeah.
yeah, it was a lot of people that submitted their verse and I just picked what I thought would go the best together on the track. And I was like, yeah, this is like the perfect marriage of MCs right here. And shout out to Nejma Nefertiti, All My E, and Tribe
Yep.
Mafia on the joint. Yo, them was my people. Like, and they're all like artists that
Yeah.
I really love and like listen to and work with still, so.
Yeah, it was a great cast on the remix too as well. And you mentioned another name there, Nejma Nefertiti, who is another
Yeah,
that you collaborate with,
that's my
and she's
sis.
killing it too. She's killing it.
What?
And yeah, and so tell
Man.
me about the connection. How did you two meet? Y'all been doing music for a minute, but how did that relationship spark?
Man, it came from Junkies ATL, yo. Shout out to Trife. He's a host on
Yeah.
YouTube and he has like a live show where he plays like a lot of new artists and he interviews people. And he brought me on for an interview and he was like, yo, I got this record that because he produces too. And he was
Yep.
telling me he got this record that he would want to get me on. And he played me Nejma's verse. And he was like, yeah, this Nejma Nefertiti. And I was like, when I heard her verse, I was so blown away. I was like,
She's
oh,
crazy.
shorty, who that? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I didn't expect that. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't everything again, like just getting a new flavor in my ear. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, excuse my language.
Oh, you're
Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, I was just really impressed by her. And then we wound up going to shoot the music video in Atlanta. And she was there. She came down from Brooklyn,
oh,
and we met on the set, like in person. And then the next day,
okay.
I shot a music video for her because I shoot music videos and stuff. And so I
Okay.
shot a for her song called Pasta Sauce. Dope ass video. You got to check it out. And like since then, we just been working together. I've probably edited maybe over 10 videos for her, shot her like I think 3 videos.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, 3 or 4 videos I've shot for her. We just did this joint called Soul Ties, which got picked up by Sway's Universe, and so
Oh,
it's on
God.
their channel exclusively. Yeah, you
I'm
gotta check
not
it out. It's a
surprised.
dope. It's a movie, yo. Like I just love Nej. Like she's one of the best, most lyrical MCs I've ever heard in my entire life in hip
Yep.
hop. And I'm not just saying that because I like her as a person, but because
Yep.
it's just a fact. She's just a genius when it comes to lyrical wordplay and
Yeah.
delivery. Her
And
flow is
the
crazy.
scene.
Yeah, and we just dropped another song together called "Going Up."
Yep, that's right. Yep. And you're
Mhm,
singing
mhm.
and the emceeing is off the hook. And so
Yeah.
that's a great point. You guys mesh well, really good together, and I hope there's a Nor Kim for Life and Nejma album in the works at some point.
Oh.
I hope I won't pry too much, but I hope there's a project with y'all. And when I think about music, and so I just you're right. You both have mean pen games. You're very talented. You could sing. You could do it all. You both have an amazing fashion sense, and y'all got an amazing look. So I think it'd be a killer package deal for sure to get y'all
Yo,
on
you
that.
can see
Yeah,
that, right? You can see that, right?
100%.
Man, I can see that
Yeah,
too. I'm definitely trying to manifest that. So I think
yeah,
the universe will take us exactly where we need to be. And we're
yeah.
just building organically. And like
Yep.
already we have 3 songs together. So we got the Drop It Again remix, and we have a video for that out right now. And
Awesome.
then we got the Going Up song. We about to shoot a video for that in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then we got the Space Rocket remix.
Right.
Gonna start doing some shows together and all that. So y'all gonna see, man. It's gonna be real good.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you real quick about some of the projects you've been doing with Dom Brady. I told you earlier and even offline that I'm a big fan of the Renegade song. And so, can we quickly start and talk about why you created the Renegade song and then some other projects you got going on with Dom?
Man, the Renegade record is crazy. Like, I just love the whole vibe of it. Like, after me and Dom did Space Rocket, he was like, yo, I got this like Prince inspired track. Do you think you would want to get on it? And I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, before I even heard it, I was like, soon as he said Prince, I'm like, what? So he
Yeah.
sends me this track, and I'm like, damn, like this beat is slapping like crazy. And then I was intimidated by it because I wanted to do it justice. It's such a powerful, dope track, and it's so different from what I've normally made in my life. And so I saw it as a little bit of a challenge. And then I initially wrote like a whole other song to it that was just something totally else. It was not Renegade. And I was singing it back one day and just kind of trying to work through it. And I was like, this is okay, but it's not great. So I just scratched that. I was
Okay.
riding in my car. I just went outside. I was like, let me just ride around. And so I came up with the first line: cherry lipstick, expensive perfume.
Perfume.
I
Yeah.
was like, ooh, that
Yeah.
was it. Once I got those first 2 lines, I never like looked back, and I was like, yeah, the song is written at that point. And then it just transformed into this song about chasing a woman who is really hard to get, and that's kind of always just like right within your reach, but she just always kind of slides out of your life. And damn, she's fine, and damn, she's so dope, and everything about her is great, but she's so unattainable. And I found that in my life I've attracted a lot of women like that. Like, they'll give me time of day for a little while, but then they kind of just like ease on out, and I'm
Oh
like,
man.
damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, shouty, but I wanted you, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I thought we was good. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so I call those type of women renegade, because renegade is somebody who does the unexpected, that will
Right.
just up and leave and go against the grain and not go according to what you think they should be doing. And like a woman who's like, look, you can't lock me down.
Yeah. That song was amazing. I love it,
Journey
especially
again, you know?
Yeah. Once you posted the concept and why you wrote the song, I just made me a fan 10 times even more. So
You feel me? Yeah, man. It's an amazing record and it's a lot of fun. And for me, it's kind of me stepping out into a place where I'm singing more. Kind of
yep.
singing, I'm not like singing. I'm not Beyonce. Like I wouldn't say I was a singer, but I'm
No,
trying to
you could
give more
sang.
like, okay, I got a little bit of a voice, I'm trying to give my vibe that I just feels good to me. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so I'm never trying to be out here saying I'm no Aretha Franklin or nothing like that. But
Yeah.
I definitely can get some melodies across. And so it was
Yeah.
fun for me to share that side of who I am and then be inspired by Prince. I went back and I listened to like some Prince records before I started
Ah,
writing too.
sweet.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I wanted to get inspired by his feel. So even if how you hear I'm singing on the song like she been on my mind like she supposed to be, like kind of whiny. Like I was like, let me, tap into my little Prince vibes or whatever. So
Uh,
shout out to Prince, rest in peace, another great Gemini and doing music and just being a great inspiration to people like me years even after he's not here no more. So that's the
yeah.
beautiful part about music that it
Yeah.
lasts forever. You know
Ever.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether you hear or not, somebody's going to be affected by your record. So shout out to Don Brady. He's amazing. Like he and I just completed a record called Love Like That / Girl Like That. It's two versions of the same song.
Oh.
And it's crazy. It's like this 90s, like crazy Bobby Brown, freaking New Edition vibe to it. And his kids love it. He's like, you know what? My kids are singing this song and they're getting in trouble in here with my wife. I'm like, play the alternative version. Play the alternative version for the kids, bro. Don't play the other version. So his kids is in there singing stuff maybe they shouldn't be singing, but but it's great. But apparently he and his kids agreed that the song should be on Kids Bop. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess
That's
that's
so fun.
it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? If the
Yeah.
kids like it, it's a vibe. So yeah, we just we got that coming out soon too. I think we're gonna aim for like a June release for that.
Okay.
And I'm so excited. Like he's just so nuanced and so detailed in the way he works, and he works fast and he works clean. He's such a
Yep.
professional and he's so easy to work with. Like
Yep.
we can just communicate and I don't have to worry about hurt his feelings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I'm not let's do something. And then he'll just be like, okay, and he just fixes it and he's like, boom, what about this? Which
Yeah.
is great. How many people I work with, I can't even talk to them because you might hurt
Right.
their feelings. Like
Right. Yeah, they can't take honest criticism.
right. We trying to bake a cake here, not a nasty cake, a really delicious one.
Yeah.
Like so add a little sugar in there. Let's add a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like, let's not leave out the good stuff.
Yeah,
And
you're
Dom
right.
understands that.
Yeah, he's very detail oriented and just he layers and layers of like different things. And so
Hmm.
yeah, very cool. And I think you guys have a great combination in music when you guys come together and put something on.
Yes.
So yeah, super dope.
Yes.
Space Rocket. And then again Renegade, and I can't wait for this new song. So it's gonna be wild, but
Yeah, it's gonna be
I
crazy,
love the work.
yo.
I love the work that y'all do.
Thank you. I'm so excited, man.
Talking about videos, one that I really enjoyed that you did was the song called Dreams. Woo!
Mm, that's my
That
joint.
song and video is hot. I'm fucking lit with these bars, Obi Kenobi. I'm Skywalker with these Jedi tricks. Ain't nobody fucking with me, bitch. I said I'm sick. Competition
Hmm.
is invisible. I don't see shit. I love
Stop
that.
comparing me to them unless it's whole voice and yeah.
I love that song. Can
Yeah,
you
me too,
tell me
yo.
the background? What motivated the creation of that song?
Yeah, you know what it really was? It was me reminding myself, like, yo, you really have dreams, like, and it's never too late to go for yours. Because after you've been in the game as long as I have been, like, you can get very much like sidetracked from your goals and kind of forget about yourself because now you're trying to survive in the world and you got bills and
Yeah.
things ebb and flow. Like you could be real hot one minute and then things slow down. Like me and my group, we went our separate ways, and then that means no more manager, that means no more label. This means me starting over again from scratch and having to build my brand all over again. Just
Yep.
because I was in a group, that doesn't mean that people are going to remember that now. You know what I'm saying? Because time has passed. And so now, like, I had to make songs for myself to
Okay.
remind myself, like, yo, you have dreams, man, and like go for it. And like, you're great and don't ever forget it. And, and I'm also talking to people like you have dreams
Yeah.
and like, let me be the prime example of why you should keep going,
Yeah.
and look at me and be inspired and inspire yourself to do more,
Yeah.
go for it. Go for it.
I love it. So it's a great song, and it just hit me as we were talking about dreams. Did you spell dreams like that on purpose to disease for sleep? Ah,
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
brilliant.
exactly. Because
I
for the
love it.
sleep, for the people that's sleeping on me, I'm waking them up. And then for the fact that when you're in your daydream or your night dream, you're a little bit asleep. You know what I'm saying? So wake it up, bring it to the world, and apply
I
that.
love it. Yeah, and
Yes, yeah.
another video that I really enjoyed was Drop It Again, and that was where you were playing some hoop, and you talked about you being a big basketball fan, and so that's amazing. Did you play high school or?
Yeah, man. I played basketball. Like I started playing on the boys' teams,
Okay.
and I was always the only girl on all the boys' teams because most of the girls around me. And I was just really good. I played varsity all through high school. I was starting as a freshman. I wound up getting a scholarship to a couple different colleges, played D2
Nice.
ball. I was supposed to
Wow.
go D1, but in my 10th grade year, like I really messed up. Like I stopped going to school. I was cutting like crazy and just wilding out, calling the chat line and meeting girls. Man, I found myself in a world of trouble. So, I bounced back. I wanted to go into school. I went to Mercy College, played there on a
Okay.
scholarship. And
Nice.
then I went to Lima Bronx and played there on a partial scholarship. And I really, at the time, I was on tour a lot. I was spending a lot of time in California,
Yeah.
and I was always out just doing shows all over LA, up and down. And I was missing class. And so I was like, I have to make a choice that if I'm going to do basketball, I'm going to do basketball. If I'm going to do music, I'm going to do music. I just cannot do
Yeah.
both. You know what I'm saying? I just did. So I chose music. Music has always been the best, most fulfilling thing for me. And that was crazy because basketball was right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like matter versus antimatter. It was like right
Tough.
there, and I just really had to go with my heart and my intuition. And I'm glad that I did because at this point I probably would have been very injured and very underpaid.
Yeah. I
you
hear that.
know?
And do you still follow basketball today? Are you a Knicks fan?
Nah, I don't have no
Awesome.
favorites. The last time that I followed any team, this was when the Boston Celtics still had Ray Allen
Oh,
and
that's good.
KD and KG. I mean, and who else was on the team? What's his Paul Pierce? Like
Yeah.
that era. And
I
that
hear
was the
you.
last time that I liked the team. And for me, I liked the Boston Celtics when they had that squad because I felt like they had a New York attitude. Because
Ah,
everybody on there was tough. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah.
was like, they was just mean with it. And so they gave me New York energy. And so I really enjoyed them. But at this point, I have such tunnel vision on music
Right.
that that's all I really ever focus on, honestly. Like everything else is not happening around me but the music.
Yeah.
I'm focused, micro focused.
Yeah, and I love it. So it just goes to show you're not a slouch on the court too. I saw that video. You're hitting swishes, so
I still got
amazing.
some game, man.
Yeah,
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 take ride a
exactly.
bite.
Hey, and so did you dabble in any other element of hip hop? Did you try DJing, breakdancing, or was it
you
straight
know,
up in?
I do dance a little bit. I danced a lot in my younger years.
Okay.
Now that I'm a little bit older, I do a little, 1-2 step, but I ain't gonna get it in like. But I ain't gonna lie. Last night I went to the Convoy Block Party in the Bronx, and they had a mean DJ over there, like splitting some like hits, and I was getting my groove on, and it was like
Awesome.
10 police out there watching me like I was Chris Brown, and they was just all like this. And I'm like, this. When I left, they left. I was like, all right, police. I guess I put a show on for them. NYPD. Yeah, it was crazy. But the music was so good. Like I was really dancing. So I'm lying when I say I don't dance. It's just I go to places where they don't play the music I like. I
Right.
like 90s stuff. You know what I'm saying? I like
Uh,
the good stuff. I want to hear like Donnell Jones and like Horace Brown. Like that's the kind of stuff I want to hear. I want to hear 112. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody
that's
plays that. So I'm like, damn. So last night was great and it got me out my shell. And so
yeah,
I do like to dance. I'm a pretty good dancer. I don't do the popular dances. I just do what I like, what feels good to me. Just like
moving.
the way
Yeah,
I dress, I don't do what everyone else does. I do what feels good to me. So I just like to express myself in a physical way.
yeah.
Um, Other things that I may dabble in, I'm a pretty good vegan chef.
Nice.
I can cook. Yeah,
Yeah.
my cooking is good, like mad good. I'll cook food for people who are not vegan, and they were like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, okay, I could do this,
And
because a lot.
when was that? When did that happen? Was that since you were young, or when did that decision happen to become vegan?
It's been like the last decade. I would
Okay,
say I'm more closer to a vegetarian now because I
vegetarian.
have, yeah, I prefer to eat more vegan if I can, but sometimes I'll eat cheese. So I guess I'm a vegetarian, which I'm trying to stop doing altogether because the dairy is just no bueno. And I know that, but they say cheese gives you the same sensation as heroin.
Whoa.
Yes. So I wonder why the addiction is hard to break. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These dopamines and chemicals that are let off in the brain when you eat certain foods, it's equals to like to be like certain
Yeah.
drugs, It's
And that's
scary.
crazy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm into like quantum physics. I like science. Like I'm into all of that. I'm very spiritual. I like to listen to frequencies and I'm
Yeah.
big on like my tarot card readings and stuff like that. So, I'm just like, I'm in my space. I'm in my world.
Yeah, I definitely love
Yeah.
your energy, and so yeah, and you're just a
Thank you.
master at different traits, and so
Hmm.
how do you find time to do all this stuff? What do you like to do for fun outside of music?
Man, for fun, music is my fun.
That's good.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting right here with this mic right here, ready to
I
go.
know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, after I get off with you, I'm finna rehearse because I'll tell you what, I'm in the metaverse. So, the metaverse for me is now like mad fun. I'm in there doing shows. I mean, paid shows.
Oh,
And yeah, like you could sell merch in there. You could start your own nightclub. You could DJ in there. You could do whatever you want in the metaverse. You could get married in the metaverse. Like the
wow.
metaverse is crazy. So I'm in there as my fun time because I get to go to clubs. I get to go to pool parties and mansion parties, fly on helicopters. I was in Puerto Rico the other night shooting a music video with somebody.
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
the metaverse is now become my fun because I don't have to leave my house and I don't have to worry about people coughing in my face.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
After COVID, I'm not
yeah.
down with the coffee cough. Like, good Lord, I was talking to somebody last night and they spit all in my eye, and I was like, oh God, I have the plague now.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
devastated. I was like, this is why I go out in the metaverse and not in real life. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's become fun for me. And it's also a really another good way to make some money as an artist and to gain exposure and to really like grow your brand.
cool. And so, do you want to tell people where to find you on the metaverse? Is that something you want to share, or?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys are on the metaverse, just search KIN4LIFE. I'm one there, Norhova, KIN4LIFE. You'll find me under either one. So I'm up in there, and I roll with these people called the Block Collectives. Shout
Okay.
out to Metaclean Rupert and Yo Afro, my homegirl. She's a legend in hip hop. Like she's been around since like the beginning, and she's worked with everybody. And she's
Oh,
so
God.
sweet. She was telling me about the metaverse for years before I even got in there. She was
Oh,
like, "Yo,
wow.
come," and she got me a headset sent over. Her and Medically sent me a headset to do a show in there, and so
Uh-huh.
that was like part of my payment was to get the MetaQuest headset. I was like, oh hell yeah,
Amazing.
thank you.
Okay.
And it was like the best thing I ever did was get in there because it really is a great way to do business without leaving your house. You could be in your
Yeah.
drawers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And be
Safe.
talking to somebody in Dubai and like kicking it. So I love the metaverse.
Oh, freaking
I'm,
amazing. Well, yeah. Hey,
yeah, I'm
go check
so
out Nora on the metaverse. Super cool.
yeah, come kick it with me. Dom just came over there too, so I got him to come over there. I'm like, come on, come over here to the Horizon Worlds. Man, you could do your podcast in there, yo.
I know. I'll have to check it out. We'll definitely talk about it
Yo,
offline. That'd be interesting. Well,
right?
thanks for sharing that. And so now we're at the portion of the interview. We're getting ready to close, but I love to close on some fun questions. So if you're ready, I'm gonna hit you with a rapid fire of questions that are just fun, lighthearted. You ready to go?
Yes, I love it. Let's do
All
it.
right, we'll start with a softball. Hey, what is Norkin for Life's favorite food? What do you like to eat?
Salad. Oh my God. I love salad. Since I was a little kid, it was always about salad for me. Like everybody be like, you don't want no chicken? I'm like, give me some
Yeah.
salad. I'm a rabbit. I love salad, carrots with onions and all kinds of peppers and just good stuff. Like I love salad.
You got a particular type of dressing that you like more than others?
I would say Caesar dressing is my favorite. So that's
Okay.
also another cheat for me because I know that Caesar does have like anchovies in it. So I guess I'm a part-time pescatarian. I don't know.
Okay.
So I
All right.
cheat. I do eat that Caesar salad. Oh well, unapologetically so. So it's so good. I can't help it. Sorry.
All
That
good. All right. If Norkin for Life could have any superhero power, what would it be and why?
man, I think if I had a superhero power, I would teleport.
Ah, I
And
like it.
why? Because shoot, I could just go wherever I want mad fast and just be everywhere. Like that would be so fire. You know, it's like the quickest, most chill way to travel. Like, cause flying for me, I'm not the biggest fan of heights, so I don't want the power to be like soaring through the sky. Cause I don't want to look down and be like, oh God, you know what I'm saying? Teleport me, so I'm just like, bing, here I go. You know what I'm saying? I like the easy route.
I think that's a great reason. All right.
Okay.
Hey, if they did a movie about Norkin for Life, tell me which actress you would play to pick you in a movie.
Who could play me in a movie? Alicia Keys. Alicia
Oh, I
Keys.
love it. All right. If you could have dinner with anyone in history, present or past, which two people would you pick?
Have dinner with anybody in history, present or past. Which
Dead
two
or alive?
people? Dead or
Yep.
alive? Ooh, damn, that's really good. I would like to talk to uh the real Nefertiti, the original Nefertiti from Egypt. And oh, I want to say the real because it's not that Nejma is not the real Nefertiti, just the first Nefertiti.
Yeah.
And let me see, because I just want to see what was going on back in them days for real. What
Yeah.
was up with them pyramids and all that? Um, and then I think I like to talk to who people say Jesus is.
Dang, that
You know
that
what
would
I'm
be
saying?
that would be cool.
I want to get the real true Hollywood story on Jesus, because I don't know. I think people be capped when they be talking about Jesus. I don't know if people telling the right story all the time. So I have my feelings about what I really think and who he was, but I like to talk to him and find out for sure.
I love that. Great answers. Well, hey,
Hmm.
with that, it was an honor to go through your catalog. And I told you, you got the meanest pen game ever. And it was great. Thank you for the opportunity to share your story. I love it. And everything you're putting out, just heat times a million. And I can't wait to follow the additional projects that you got going on. And I'm just cheering you on here from Hawaii. So thank you again.
Hey,
It was an
thank you,
honor.
man. Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate you. Make sure y'all go download all my music, go buy it. Don't just stream it. Actually buy it, because it takes money for me to make some more music. So
That's
I need
it.
y'all to support me. Go get my latest single, Rose Up, that just dropped with Parker P.L. Lewis. And then I
Yes.
got something new coming called Great with my girl Indigo Onyx. Like,
Oh,
it's just gonna be crazy. And that's dropping real soon. So y'all, you know what I'm saying? Keep your eyes on the prize and tune in, because I'm not slowing up. I'm not slowing up at all.
I love it. Well, thank you
I
again.
appreciate you, man.
Yes, yeah, I can't wait to get this out. Take care. Enjoy the rest
Hey,
of your weekend and keep in touch.
yes, sir. Thank you. Be blessed.